Welcome back to an edition of A to Z Decodes Arizona. And the reason why this is A to Z Decodes in the playlist in Arizona is because I live in Arizona, born in Arizona, and I thought as a decoder, it would be pretty cool to have, a playlist dedicated to where I'm at, right? Makes it interesting as a breakdown artist, as a decoder, as I am, right? Because, the world stage has multiple levels. It even goes down locally to where you're at. So, this is the Brock Purdy breakdown, right? Quarterback of the NFL's San Francisco 49ers. And yes, he is from Arizona. You see his hometown city, Queen Creek, Arizona, right? So Queen Creek, I could probably get there in maybe like 15 to 20 minutes of travel roughly. So not far from where I'm at. But I'm doing this 15 most famous people from Arizona ranked in 2025. I guess they update it every year. And it's time for Brock Purdy here. And all of this is it's like organic how I pick these. I've already knocked out a few on the list. So if I remember, I'll pick the next one up. But right now we have Brock Purdy, 49ers quarterback out of Queen Creek, Arizona. Again, now a member of the San Francisco 49ers. You see right there. He played college football for the Iowa State Cyclones and was selected by the 49ers with the final pick in the 2022 draft, becoming that year's Mr. Irrelevant, I guess is what they call the last pick. You see the slide right there. Whatever it's called, the town of Queen Creek, the city of Queen Creek, whatever. But Queen Creek's own Brock Purdy. Here's a Brock Purdy way. Right? And that says Gilbert, Arizona, right there, where he played high school. Right there. Actually, I kind of want to verify that too. I guess that's at the Brock Purdy Way is a street sign at the entrance to Perry High School in Gilbert. That's where he played high school football. Okay, but it just says hometown with the video. So he played high school football in Gilbert, Arizona. The street, formerly Perry Puma Drive, was temporarily renamed in February 2024 to honor the San Francisco 49ers quarterback, ahead of Super Bowl 58. So not long ago. Not long ago at all, right? And Gilbert is northeast of Chandler, but northwest of Queen Creek, where Brock Purdy was born. Okay? So let's play that again. And I have another one here.
The billboards in Arizona last
Yeah,
week.
yeah. So we know the guy that did that. His name's Kevin Rowe. He's the man. But yeah, he's just got my support out there, and he's a family friend. So he put "Let's Go Brock Purdy" on all his billboards around Arizona, and a bunch of family friends were reaching out about it. So it's pretty cool.
Right? Did they say? Did he say Kevin Rose?
Did you see the billboards in Arizona last
Yeah,
week?
yeah. Yeah. So we know the guy that did that. His name's Kevin Rowe. He's the man.
Sounded like you said Kevin Rose. That's interesting because Rose sounds like Valentine's Day, right? Rose, Valentine's Day connection. And Valentine's Day is Arizona's birthday. As we get into this breakdown, you see here Arizona is the 48th state. And if you reverse the 48, you get 84 in the language. Arizona equals 84 like Purdy. Notice Arizona's got 42, Purdy's got 24. And when you see them on top of each other right there, you see that reverse effect, 24-42. And again, reverse that 84, you get the 48 state. So he lines up nicely with this home state there. I may not have mentioned Brock Purdy, number 4 on the list here. Okay. 15 most famous people from Arizona ranked in 2025. Some of these people are like born elsewhere, make Arizona their hometowns. But Purdy, obviously born in Arizona, right? So sometimes it looks deceiving when you see the title from Arizona. I did the Alice Cooper breakdown. He was born, I think it was in Detroit, but then made his home, as you see right there, in Phoenix, as it says on that list right there. Okay, so you see that connection there. You see that right there. Okay, now look at his last name. You see his last name, Purdy? I think that that's like just super duper interesting because the Northern Cardinal is often described as making a Purdy sound. Isn't that interesting? But it's just spelled different than Purdy, the quarterback. But the Arizona Cardinals are the NFL team in his hometown. You see that? So he lands with the 49ers. But what do you think about that? Purdy, Purdy, Purdy. The Cardinal described as making the Purdy sound. And even the Cardinals are rivals of the San Francisco 49ers. Same division and all. Check that out. Let me make sure I'm recording here. Okay? Because I've said it before, this energy cannot be repeated. All right? This energy cannot be repeated. So what are the odds of that? A to Z decodes, local Arizona breakdown, Brock Purdy from Arizona. Check this out. So I'm doing my research. These breakdowns, these special ones like this, I kind of spread out over, a month or so, and I just whenever I get downtime, I'll work on them as I do daily decodes with trending stories, okay? But look at this. Teenage football players left to right. Dane Silver, Akoya Purdy, and Talon Fraser. And that's a different Purdy. You see that? And a different spelling again. Workout Saturday at Desert Mountain Park with visions of following the footsteps of Queen Creek native Brock Purdy, the 49ers starting quarterback. Did anybody in the article say that's interesting? How we got this article and there's a kid named Purdy? And then it says they want to follow in the footsteps of Queen Creek native Brock Purdy. Come on, right? And we already had the Purdy with the Cardinal. What's up with that? Can you believe it? It never gets old. The language with the alphabet. Look at Queen Creek even has 49 like Brock, and he lands on the San Francisco 49ers, rivals to the Arizona Cardinals, born in Arizona. Check that out. Are these players just destined to be in certain places? Does this go down to our level? Information is entered into a system. Think about AI, right? We land certain job interviews nowadays. Think about it. You may work with somebody, and if you really think about it, it's like, hey, man, you remind me of my dad. You know, you remind me of my wife. Wow, that's just amazing because, you look and you have the same first name as my best friend in high school. How did we end up working together? Think about this system that we're all under. Even San Francisco has 50 like Queen Creek. Brock Purdy's birthday is December 27th. Okay? That's actually the day he's born. He was born 49 days before Arizona's birthday and founding anniversary. Remember, he mentioned somebody named Kevin Rose, it sounded like? You may give a rose to a loved one on Valentine's Day. Brock Purdy was born 49 days before Arizona's birthday. Look at that right there. And again, Queen Creek 49, Brock 49. Queen Creek, Arizona equates to 91 like 49ers. Do you think Queen Creek is beautiful? I do. It's a nice location. You can find a lot of peace in Queen Creek, Arizona. Look at the connection with Brock Purdy and the Cardinals, which I already showed you. And look at the team he lands on with the 49ers. Look at that. So I have this game in here. Uh, and originally I was thinking it was his first game against the 49ers. But come to find out, it wasn't his. I can't remember exactly what I searched at the time, but we'll go over that more here in a minute. Look at this. This was a great game, though, for Purdy. The San Francisco 49ers defeated the Arizona Cardinals with the final score of 35-16. October 1st, 2023, the 49er quarterback Brock Purdy had a strong performance, completing 20 of 21 passes. Very good passing percentage. 283 yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay, as they defeat the Cardinals 35-16 on October 1st, 2023. Look how that game left 91 days in the year when Queen Creek, Arizona and 49ers equals 91. Check that out. Look at that. I actually did pull up and kind of verify his first game against the Cardinals. Look at this right here. Actually, yeah, I'll show you. on 1-8 and a 38-13 win right there for the 49ers. He was the starting quarterback. I don't think it shows his details there. Looks more and more like a quarterback, is what they say there. But look, they beat the Cardinals. Look at how the Cardinals scored 13. Purdy's got the 13 on his jersey. If you add up the score of this game, you get 51 points. And if you add up the score of this game, you get the 51 points again. You see that right there? 5-1. 5-1 is heavy with Arizona because Arizona equals 105. Drop the 0, you get the 1 and the 5. And so that was a little bit on the fly there. Okay. And if I look at all of the matchups for the 49ers versus the Cardinals, you'll probably see those same numbers. Okay. Or on like a smaller level, maybe some other performances for the 49ers and Brock Purdy versus the Arizona Cardinals, right? So I mentioned earlier Perry High School, a public high school located in Gilbert, Arizona. That's where Brock Purdy, look at Purdy, Perry. You see that right there? The language? Purdy, Perry. Shout out to Richard West if you're watching this, bud. Shout out to you because you have that Perry connection to your family. And that's another thing that draws us together on YouTube. What's up with the algorithm, bud? And remember, my name's Matthew, and there's a lot of Matthew Perry energy as well with the show Friends. He played Chandler. Chandler, Arizona is right next to Gilbert. You know what I mean? So again, this goes down to a local level with this decoding, which I think is one of the big secrets they don't want shared. They're okay with us getting distracted by the celebrity stuff. They don't really want us to look at our life and notice the world is super, super fake like that, right? Look at this. Gilbert, Arizona, 76, like San Francisco. So even where he plays high school connects with where he lands in the NFL. Look at San Francisco, and you see all four of the base ciphers being utilized there. Those are facts. It's not my opinion. I don't know. If I were getting paid, maybe I would just come on YouTube and entertain to get paid. Maybe that wouldn't be so bad. I don't know. But I'm definitely not getting paid for doing this. And I'm definitely not here to be an entertainer. These are facts that will remain. You know, they taught us the alphabetic order, they taught us a song, they wanted us to think it was some kiddie stuff. Then they didn't really speak on it again. Later on, we grow up, we find out the world is ran on letters and numbers. You know, we even have red, yellow, and green colors when we drive at the traffic lights. So it's like we get treated like children, because hey, if it wasn't for that light, we would just head on collide with another car, right? That sounds convenient. You know what I mean? Right? Wouldn't all of you like, hey, let me just drive into this car? I'm not. Yeah, it happens when people are texting and stuff. But it's like like me personally, I'm going to look out for traffic on my best day, right? And I'm not going to run into the car. But no, we got to have colors, and then we stop at the light. Obviously, we got cameras on us. It's all about security and loss of privacy, right? But back over here, it's a Sunday as I record this. A to Z decodes. Brock Purdy, number 4 on the list, most famous from Arizona. Gilbert, Arizona, where he plays high school. 76 like San Francisco. He ends up playing for the 49ers. 221 Gilbert, Arizona, that reverse of 122 San Francisco. Even Purdy achieved a 27-13 record at Perry High School. He was named Gatorade's Football Player of the Year, Arizona Republic's High School Player of the Year. 27 wins, born on the 27th. 13 losses, 13 on the jersey. I just showed you his first performance. Hopefully that was accurate when I pulled it up on the side, where the Cardinals, I think, what was it? They landed on 13 points in the loss against San Francisco and Purdy. Right? So look at how all this stuff connects. Even on 2/7, February 7, he signed his letter of intent to commit to Iowa State University. 2/7/27, 18. I think they said that game was on 1/8, the first game against the Cardinals he played. Sun equals 18, Valley of the Sun, Arizona. You see 18, 27, 45. A lot also with Arizona and Arizona's birthday, the 45th day of the year. You know what I mean? It's like, come on, right? So you see he's born on the 27th right there. You see how that 2/7 lands even into high school. I've done other Arizona, Iowa State trending stories, I think, with basketball, college, and definitely connected Arizona and Iowa State. If you go a little bit further, it appears that he has a 15 on his jersey right there, huh? Remember the total score of those 2 games versus the Cardinals? I showed you 51 points, 15 reversed. Arizona equals 105, like 15. His birthday, 12/27. 12 plus 27 is 39. Arizona equals 39. Iowa State Cyclones. Cyclones equals 39 in the language. There's that 105 Arizona. This is off of his Wikipedia, winning all 5 regular season games that he started. Purdy played a key role in the 49ers' 10-game winning streak, securing a division title and an NFC championship appearance. You see that right there? You get the 10 and you get the 5. What do you think about that? And they're saying Purdy began his rookie season as the third string quarterback, but took the starting role following injuries to Trey Lance and Jimmy Garoppolo. Again, winning all 5 regular season games that he started, and the 49ers playing a key role in their 10-game winning streak. So you get the 10 and you get the 5 with Arizona. Okay, so that's my Brock Purdy breakdown. Born in Arizona. And those are some of the numbers. Some of the numbers that I gathered there. Even Purdy equals 51. Look at that. Purdy has the 51. You see Arizona 105. You get the 1 and the 5. Look at that Purdy 51. And remember, we broke away earlier up here. Brock Purdy's first game against the Cardinals. 38-13 win. 13 on his jersey. 38 plus 13 is 51. Look at that right there. Look at that right there. And then back in the breakdown with that other game was also 51 total points right there. 35-16 is 51. And that was a great performance by him. One incompletion. Again, I can't remember what I searched at the time, but nonetheless, another game against the Arizona Cardinals, and he hits big there. The day leaving 91 days, Queen Creek, Arizona 91, 49ers 91. Again, 51 total points. Purdy equals 51, Arizona 105, like 15, which is 51 reversed, and he had that 15 on his jersey for Iowa State. So I'm glad you're here. So that hit nice. A to Z decodes. Look at how this Akoa, if I'm pronouncing it right, I think he's the one in the middle there. Purdy, another Purdy spelled differently. What are the odds? But look, it says 15. Oh, he's age 15, and Purdy had the 15 at Iowa State even. You see that? So remember, Purdy's number 4 on this list. Obviously, there's going to be more connections, but I try to be just quick and efficient with these if I can. So now I'm going to pick the next character to decode out of Arizona. Let me see if I can remember. I can't remember the exact order I went in, but I got Phil Mickelson done. I have A to Z decodes the channel, which I'm not posting these over there anymore. But the link is on this page. If you want to go look at A to Z decodes, you can find some of these. I think the last one I put on this channel. But Phil Mickelson is done. Alice Cooper is done. Now Brock Purdy is done. Emma Stone is done. And Haley Bieber is done. And also Austin Matthews, I think I did. NHL player down there. Okay. So who is going to be next? Notice the sons too. Richardson, Austin, which rhymes. Ted Danson, Phil Mickelson. Remember Arizona, the Valley of the Sun. You think of Phoenix, Arizona. You think of sun. You get all of those suns with this language, but SON, right? So who's it going to be? Even Chester Bennington. Take that T and put the S, you would get another sun, right? So a lot going on there. I think next, should I just go? I think I'm just going to go with one I'm not too familiar with. I'll go with that Taryn Manning. Not even sure if I'm saying Taryn right. We'll go with 15 next. And I already can think of an Arizona connection just by looking at the name there. But I'll keep that to myself for now. Taryn Manning, actress out of, and look, Tucson, you get the sun in there as well. We also have Payson out here. Tallest sun, right? No coincidence. So I hope you enjoyed the Brock Purdy breakdown. Number 4 on the list. The top 15 most famous people from Arizona ranked in 2025. He is at number 4 out of Queen Creek, Arizona. A to Z decodes. Until next time, peace.